केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As monsoon session of Parliament starts, the stakes are high for the NDA. It faces a very different, depleted opposition reshaped by defections and realignments. But the entire day, Parliament wasn't even setting the national conversation. The headlines were being written outside the Parliament. For the first time since the agitation began at Jantar Mantar, the centre held a dialogue with the CJP or the Cockroach Janta Party. A two-member CJP delegation today met Union Health Minister JP Nadda, marking the first formal engagement between the two sides. But even this partial breakthrough came wrapped in a tug-of-war. Who initiated the talks? The CJP claims the centre reached out. JP Nadda says the proposal came from the CJP itself. Now the CJP says it has submitted a written charter of demands, including the immediate release of Sonam Wangchuk, the resignation of Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, and 1 crore rupee compensation for the families of NEET aspirants who died by suicide. CJP claims the Union Minister assured them that their demands will be discussed at the appropriate level.
देखिए, 2 बार हम लोग जेपी नड्डा जी से मिले। हम लोग 12 बजे यहाँ पे आए थे एंड हम लोग की मीटिंग करीब 2:15 2:30 बजे हुई। एंड मीटिंग में हम लोगों ने यही बोला कि हमारे 3 डिमांड्स हैं। पहले कि सोनम वांगचुक जी को तुरंत रिलीज किया जाए एंड जब तक वो फॉर्मेलिटीज पूरी होती है उसमें उनको एक वीडियो बनाने का अलाउ किया जाए। वो वीडियो में यही हो कि वो अपील करे शांति बनाए रखने के लिए, लेकिन वो अभी तक हुआ नहीं है। नंबर 2, हमारा ये भी डिमांड है कि धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी का रेजिग्नेशन तो अब आना ही पड़ेगा। या तो उनको बर्खास्त करे कैबिनेट से या तो वो खुद रिजाइन करे। प्रोटेस्ट तब तक चालू रहेगा जब तक उनका रेजिग्नेशन नहीं आ जाता। और तीसरा, जो नीट के फैमिलीज है, जो बच्चे मर गए हैं 20 से ज्यादा, उन फैमिलीज को 1 करोड़ का मुआवजा मिले।
Now, according to CJP, here is what happened in the run-up to this meeting. According to CJP leader Ashutosh Ranka, who was also present at the meeting with Minister Nadda, the first outreach from the government came late on Sunday night. He says serious discussions began at 6 a.m. this morning, and by around 11:45 a.m. there was an agreement on a meeting with the Union Minister, Mr. Nadda. Yet, even as those talks were taking shape, according to CJP's own version of events, thousands of protesters marched towards the parliament. The result: barricades, tear gas, lathi charge, injuries and violent clashes. So here's the question. If a dialogue channel had already opened, could the protesters have been asked to pause or postpone that march and the violence? Could today's confrontation have been avoided? The CJP may argue there was no concrete assurance from the government and therefore the agitation had to continue. But can one not argue, as behind the door negotiations and a confrontation on the streets were allowed to run in parallel, did the CJP not deliberately turn what could have been a day of dialogue into a day of disorder? And here's what makes today's developments even more contentious. All this happened a day after Sonam Wangchuk had already publicly listed his demands, which were, by the way, completely different from what the CJP leader's wish list was. Abhijit Dipke had already ended his hunger strike. So had the 3 students who had been fasting for 23 days. In other words, the protest had already entered a new phase, and yet CJP leaders were circulating false and misleading claims, like a post that alleged Abhijit Dipke had been picked up by the police and detained. Not only were they fact-checked by Delhi police, they themselves put out a correction after a little while. Dipke was very much present on the protest stage itself, while his teammates were claiming to the contrary. Another post alleged that a 12-year-old girl's head had been broken and that dozens of others had suffered similar injuries. Delhi police again termed the claim false. The question is, were unverified claims amplifying tensions at the very moment when negotiations had begun?
Been absolutely brutal. They have broken the scalp of many students who were protesting here. Even a 15-year-old girl was brutally beaten up by a male police officer, and the male police officer even tried to grab the hair of Sonam Wangchuk's wife, Mrs. Gitanjali Wangchuk.
Now, I stand firmly for the right to protest. There is no debate on that. People have a right to protest. The centre has erred, and to hold it accountable is every responsible citizen's foremost duty. But here is why the protesters today have weakened their own case. They called it a peaceful protest, but what Delhi witnessed today was anything but peaceful. Over 50 police personnel were left battered, bloodied and bandaged, chased down and violently attacked in full public view. Stones were pelted at them. So ask yourself this: since when did democratic protests come armed with stones and stone pelting?
आग पे लगी क्या मतलब रोक रहे थे आप हमको?
हम प्रोटेस्ट पे रोक रहे थे, बैरिकेड के खड़े थे, सामने से पत्थर लगा दिए, पत्थर मार दिए.
And it wasn't just the police who bore the brunt. Our own teams of journalists were at the receiving end. My colleagues from Times Now and Times Now Navbharat were just doing their jobs, reporting from the protest site on facts. And for that, they were targeted. Shefali was heckled, abused, surrounded simply for holding her microphone. And Jyoti Mishra, what she went through out there is unimaginable. Delhi police had to move in and pull her out to save her life. See what my team endured today.
तो गाइस, ये प्रोटेस्ट है. पुलिस ने फिलहाल घेरा बनाया है हमें बाहर निकालने के लिए. और मैं सर नीचे कर रही हूँ क्योंकि ये लोग पत्थरबाजी कर रहे हैं. क्या आप पत्रकारों को आवाज नहीं उठाने देंगे? पत्रकारों ने, हम जो इनके वाजिब सवाल उठाने आए हैं, मेरे कैमरामैन का हाल देखिए, ये तस्वीरें देखिए इनकी. पत्थर फेंक रहे हैं ये लोग हमारे ऊपर. ये भीड़ है, ये स्टूडेंट्स है. शेम, शेम. ये देखिए, पुलिस वालों पे पत्थर फेंका जो हमें बचाने के लिए इधर आए हैं. पुलिस वालों पे पत्थर, हम पे पत्थर. शेम ऑन द स्टूडेंट्स. इनका चेहरा देखिए. प्रोटेस्टर्स हैं, ये न्याय की मांग कर रहे हैं. ये कैसा न्याय है बताइए कि हम इन्हीं की खबर दिखाने के लिए इनके बीच पहुंचे हैं? नहीं सर, हम पत्रकार हैं सर. नहीं सर, पत्रकार हैं. सड़क पर पत्थर देखिए, सड़क पर पत्थर दिख रहा है. हमें सर नीचे रखना पड़ रहा है और पत्थर नहीं मिल रहा है तो पानी की बोतलें सर पर फेंक रहे हैं ये लोग. ये आंदोलन जो है ये कहीं से भी पढ़े लिखे स्टूडेंट्स का आंदोलन नहीं लग रहा है. एक महिला पत्रकार के साथ ऐसा कर सकते हैं? ये क्रिमिनल्स हैं.
आराम से. अरे आइए आराम से, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, कुछ नहीं होगा. आइए.
young women journalists. One who's literally just starting her career, the other a new young mother, went to report their protest. The protest at Jantar Mantar, stood there only to state facts, not give any gyan. Reporters doing their jobs. And today it's on camera how they were treated. One heckled, she was not allowed to speak. I mean, who decides to give labels of Godi media to anybody? It's her right as much as any student's right to protest, to stand there and report. But do you want to take away anybody's legitimacy by trying to devalue them before they can even utter a word? Are you the certification authority? It's the question I want to ask the protesters there. And this wasn't even the worst. Listen to a protester who talks about uprooting the parliament building and warning of Nepal rerun here in India. And despite all this, not one word of condemnation from the opposition. They have extended unconditional support to the protesters.
The boys and girls who are walking the streets of Delhi are not criminals. They are demanding their rights. There's absolutely nothing wrong in what they're doing, and it's disgusting what the government is doing and what the police is doing.
हमारे सांसद एमपी लोग खुद उलझे हुए हैं, हमारे सांसद थाने में बैठे हुए हैं और बाहर बच्चों की पिटाई करी जा रही है। ये कौन सी सरकार है? ये कौन सी सरकार है जो सबका साथ सबके विकास की बात कर रही है? आप बच्चों की सुनना नहीं चाहते।
Well, these are the individuals who are sitting there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the legitimate question tonight on the news hour. Is anarchy in the name of agitation justified? That's the question, and that's the debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Sudhanshu Trivedi ji, Member of Parliament and National Spokesperson of the BJP. Angomcha Bimol Akujam is the Member of Parliament from the Congress Party. P. Santosh Kumar, Member of Parliament of the CPI in Rajya Sabha. Also joining the debate, Virendra Singh, Member of Parliament of the Samajwadi Party. But my first question goes to Priyanka Chaturvedi, former Member of Parliament of the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray group. And Priyanka Chaturvedi, we completely have in unison one complaint, which is that our education system seems to be rickety, broken even, needs to be fixed. I have no debate on that. If there are students there protesting, they're fully justified to do so, because we've seen what has happened in recent NEET exams. The students are under pressure. But is this the way a protest must be done? No question asked, support given by the opposition. Please also spare 30 seconds to look at how my colleagues have been treated on the street. Two young professionals, probably just beginning their career, one of them a young mother, heckled, stones pelted at them in the name of protest. Does this make this protest a legitimate protest just because Godi media, as they call it, has been heckled?
No, Navika, firstly, thank you so much for having me on your show. By 30 seconds, I can give 1 minute just to condemn the kind of violence or condemn the kind of heckling that your young journalists faced. And there can be no space for any kind of heckling, any kind of violence, any kind of bad behavior when you have a protest asking for some legitimate demands. The demand mean which you agree with, I agree with, but somehow the government doesn't agree with, which is the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan. What I find surprising, Navika, is that this is a government. Since 2014, let's talk about Narendra Modi ji's trajectory. Narendra Modi ji came to absolute power in 2014 and 2019. And we've had two education minister change. Smriti Irani is one example and Dr. Nishank is the other example. I find it difficult to imagine when the entire nation is up in arms, entire nation is troubled with the rickety education system that we have. Why is it that the government cannot hold him accountable? And why is it that they allowed this entire unhappiness and protest to fester? Why did Cockroach Janata Party emerge? You know it, I know it. Because the Chief Justice of India called all those legitimate protesters as cockroaches and parasites and termites, which were eating out and hollowing out India. That is how it gained its popularity, and many people across the country found itself resonating with what Cockroach Janata Party was saying. For past 22 days, they have been out there protesting. Sonam Wangchuk. Now let's come to Sonam Wangchuk. Sonam Wangchuk, when 370 was removed, he was the first one who welcomed it, and he was absolutely with the government, standing shoulder to shoulder with Narendra Modi ji. At that time, he was the patriot of India that India needed. And as soon as he started asking questions of the government, he's become an anti-national who's getting foreign funding. So my question is very simple. 22 days of this protest, the government could have very well reached out through what we see JP Nadda ji reaching out today, could have reached out much earlier and diffused it right there and then. What was their legitimate demand? Their demand continues to be the same. I do not condone any violence, but I do condemn the arrogance of this government, which refuses to hold itself to account, which continues to protect a person who's single-handedly responsible for what the students are facing, and not just the NEET students. These are students in higher education who are in the, in colleges, junior education, as well as those CBSE students. And these are 16-year-olds who expose the entire leaks and loopholes of the government of India. So I think we need to legitimately look at those protesters. There were so many people who came at the protest.
But
some of them
Chaturvedi, pardon me for asking this question. Why have you not questioned the inconsistencies? Well, the CJP themselves said that since 6 a.m. in the morning, the government was in touch with them. In fact, the first sound came last night. When conversation is happening, was violence necessary? When you see the Charter of Demands, and I can tell you, on absolute confirmation by senior sources, they went without any demands. It is the government that told them, please bring a document of your Charter of Demands so that we know what you are asking for. Let's not do only a verbal meeting. They had to go back and come back with a written Charter of Demands, a Charter of Demands that is different from what Sonam Wangchuk put out. So clearly, when there is a dialogue going on, should violence actually have happened simultaneously?
No. In fact, no. I'm sorry. The violence, what has happened is extremely unfortunate. But did it take the announcement of a protest happening, did it take 22 days for the government to at 6 a.m. call them up, or late last night call them up and say, hey, listen, meet JP Nadda ji? My question is very simple, Navika, and I'm sure it runs in your mind too before we start to ask them about the legitimacy of violence. And I absolutely again continue to say I condemn any sort of violence. But the question is very simple. It's staring right in our faces that the education minister needs to be held accountable. You've agreed on that. We are all in agreement. Why is it that the government continues to do that, and it took them 22 days to ask them to come and speak to them?
Sudhanshu Trivedi,
they were saying these were...
Sudhanshu Trivedi ji, should the government have noticed these protests and opened a channel for dialogue earlier? Should the government have recognized that the problem needed to be addressed?
Government is very sensitive, alert, and very much proactive on solving any sort of problem related to the students. But for any dialogue with the government, there has to be a proper charter, proper designated person who can come and officially talk to them. When this type of official request has come, the government decided. Can Priyanka ji tell since last 2-3 weeks who were the persons? What was the charter? Sonam Wangchuk is there on agitation or dharna since years. He was there on a totally different issue in Ladakh. There also the violence took place. So the problem is not the issue. The problem is those forces who have usurped in this protest. If you are looking at those type of students, I'm having serious doubt that these are the students who can crack exam. I'm having serious doubt. But again, I would like to remind that why these type of slogans keep on repeating in the same agitation? Ye Umar Khalid, what he has to do with the education system? Premanand Maharaj Pakhandi hai, what he has to do with the education system? Sansad ko ukhad denge, Modi ji ka last day, Amit Shah ji aur Modi ji ko galiyan bakna. What it has to do with your objective? You have to be very clear about it. And moreover this, ये नाम रहेगा अल्लाह का, ये क्या लेना देना है भाई इससे? मेरा लिंग मेरी आजादी, माई जेंडर माई आजादी, क्या लेना देना है भाई इससे? And these are the slogans which has been consistently used by the same voice, whether it was a CNRC protest, whether it was a farmers protest, whether it was a Pahalwan protest, and whether it is today. So it seems that it may be a mask. The real face is different. The real face is that those parties which are using this, as the chief of Congress, Cockroach Janata Party, is well known that he uses to be the part of Aam Aadmi Party. Sonam Wangchuk's father uses to be the MLA of Congress Party. So everybody knows that who is doing what. And again, I would like to remind Navika ji, suddenly a conspicuous disappearance of leader of the opposition for a long time abroad, and he appears couple of days just before the parliament session. And it happens sometime before the parliament session in the several years, in the 4 or 5 years. I would like to remind, in January, 29 January 2021, India's parliament session is started, and 3rd February, there's suddenly so many statements on farmer protest has come. Then, on 19 July 2021, parliament session is started. On 18 July, Pegasus report came. On 20th July 2023, parliament session is started, and on 18th July, Manipur video has come. On 29 January 2023, parliament is started, and 24 January, BBC released a documentary on Gujarat riots. And in November 2024, the parliament session is started, and just before, US Attorney Brian Pease, who was a very close of the Chuck Schumer, who is a Democratic Party MP, who is a very close associate of George Soros' son, he suddenly files a report, Hindenburg, which was already there, and Indian Parliament again starts up in arms. And the moment regime changes in America, that Hindenburg closes their shop. So there is a pattern. Every time when there is a parliament session in India, something of this sort happens. And this time I would also like to ask that Abhijit Deepke, who is considered to be the chief architect of Cockroach Janata Party, he is a graduate from Boston, one of the top universities of the world, and for which even the expenditure may be more than 1 crore rupees per year. And then you are saying that he is not getting the job. So if from getting an education from Boston, he is having a very well-off family, and if he is not getting the job, it is a problem for India, a problem for America. So that also creates a suspicion.
Chaturvedi, please
and
respond.
I would like
There
to
are
ask
serious questions raised by Sudhanshu Trivedi ji as well. I'm getting in the others. Thank you very much, Krishna Prasad Teneti ji of the TDP, who's also joined the debate. But Priyanka, please respond before I get in the Congress MP.
No, very simple. Whatever narrative that he's trying to set about whether Rahul Gandhi missing or not, I'm not the spokesperson for the Congress party. The second thing he says, look at the pattern. So basically, I know what he's trying to say is that since 2019, the Home Minister has been incapable to ensure that the Parliament can run smoothly, because all of this that he's talking about, the leaks and the issues, comes under the domain of Home Minister. Let's not forget, 2014 to 19, we had an absolute peaceful way of conducting the Parliament sessions, simply because we had the Home Minister as Rajnath Singh ji. So that is what he's trying to say. He's not implying this on the opposition. He is saying that there are forces which a Home Minister is unable to control. That is something which is in their domain. Now he's talking about Abhijit Deepke getting an education from wherever he's talking about Boston, etc., and being jobless. Now all of this comes under investigation, comes under the domain of who? Under the domain of the government of India, a government which has all the toolkits under its belt, whether it is the ED, whether it's the CBI, whether it's the intelligence agencies, whether it is FEMA, whether it is FCRA, whether it is various other formats, everything is under who? The Home Minister of this country. What stops them from investigating and ensuring that this doesn't happen?
Then Priyanka ji, let me then also bring up, and I want the response of the Congress Member of Parliament, Mr. Akoijam. There is a letter that I have in my hand, 2007, written by the Office of the Deputy Commissioner of Leh in 2007 February. And that letter, point number 4 says, and this is addressed to Mr. Sonam Wangchuk, you have been anti-national, you have been anti-national connections in China and other places which have been or may be exploited for anti-national activities. Pardon the English in this, but this is a 2007 letter. This has nothing to do with the BJP government. This has nothing to do with BJP calling Sonam Wangchuk anti-national. This is a letter of 2007. So I want to ask Mr. Akoijam, Sonam Wangchuk, you found him anti-national. At your time, these letters were issued to him. No problem. But if the BJP raises any question, then suddenly the BJP is going after the protests. Suddenly the BJP is anti-national, anti-protesters, anti-democracy. I just want to ask you, how do you explain this?
Navika, first of all, thank you for having me here.
Our pleasure, sir, to have you on the show.
But what has happened today, I think, let's be honest for a moment. What has happened in the national capital today is almost unprecedented in a sense. All these conspiracy theory and politicizing, Congress ke time mein ye hua, BJP ke time mein hua, I think we are diverting from the key issues that we face today in the national capital. What was the thing that we had witnessed today is the two things. The lives of crores of students in this country. That's more precious and important than BJP ने ये किया है या कांग्रेस ने किया है, LOP ने कितने टाइम बाहर गए हुए हैं या प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने कितने टाइम अब्रॉड में गए हुए हैं. Those issues for me at the moment we must hold it back and put it aside for a moment and register the fact that today's protests register the anxiety and grievances of crores of students in this country, crores of youth in this country. Let's not forget this. The second aspect that you kicked off, the way you framed today's discussion, also tells you a very important thing, irrespective of our political affiliations and orientation, that there is a basic lack of trust in institutions, be that parliament, be that media. That's what the protesters, expressions registered today. Whatever unfortunate.
Are you justifying the attack on our reporters? Are you justifying the attack on my reporters?
Just hold on. Let me complete. I was trying to say exactly that. Let's acknowledge this basic lack of trust in institutions, including the media, and what today's protests mean. I think that is a two thing. By acknowledging this, I do not endorse the violence. I am not justifying. There's a difference between acknowledging the truth and justifying certain kinds of violence, which is definitely unfortunate and I don't endorse at all. But by putting up these all kinds of issues of 2007 में DC ने ये लिखा है, LOP कितने time बाहर गए हुए, each time issues comes in, then parliament session के time में ये हुआ है, Omar Khalid के बारे में बात कर लोगे, that all that you are trying to do is the pain and the anxiety and the tragedy of crores of youth in this country and the students, which forced them to come to the streets today, we are trying to dilute and explain it away. I think that is not acceptable. I mean, any conscientious citizen in this country must hold it back, every kind of politicization and these conspiracy theories. I am repeating again, today's protests register the injustice, the anxiety, the concern and grievances of crores and crores of youth in this country.
All right, protests registered. Have you registered the violence, the attack on the police, the attack on journalists, lack of trust? Does it empower me to start throwing stones at other people because there is a lack of trust? I beg your pardon. That's not true. I mean, there can be lack of trust. There can be an expression for it. But heckling and stone pelting on reporters is certainly not part of that agenda, which you are not registering, and that is my beef with you.
Wait, hold on. I have said it. You are again diverting the issues. The protest violence have happened and I do not endorse, but you wanted to discuss on this LOP's visit. Why? Because you wanted to divert from the basic
I did not
core
raise it,
issue
sir.
that we face today.
I did not raise it, sir.
You-
My question did not even bring in the LOP.
please,
You have a question to ask your colleague in the parliament, Sudhanshu Trivedi ji. Please respond.
I am sorry. We must discuss this in the House
Actually,
so
it
that
is-
Parliament can regain the trust of the people of this country.
Sudhanshu ji.
What Congress MP is saying, it is very flimsy, naive and ridiculous logic. Sir, it is not theory. It is backed by facts. I challenge you if there is the one fact is wrong. Is it not correct? 2021, 22, 23, 24, every time parliament session before, it starts from outside.
Sudhanshu ji, isn't it correct that there are crores and crores of students are complaining about NEET?
And here,
I don't want
it is
to go
being,
into this shouting
journalist
habit.
is being
There
heckled
is
at the
a crores
camera.
and crores of
They have
youth were on
been
the streets
stone-pelted.
protesting about
They have
the
been attacked.
leak.
And you are trying
The
to
question
defend them.
NEET and the
अब
NEET.
देखिए, आप बीच में
NEET
बोलने
is the
लगे।
issue.
अब देखिए,
NEET
problem
is the
है।
issue.
When the facts
The
are against
anxiety
you,
and
you
grievances
are
of the
left with
students
no
are the
other
issue.
option other to
This
heckle.
is something
What
that
they
our
were
media
doing to
has
the
come
journalists,
to
you are
be.
trying to do here.
This is what you wanted to heckle. Excuse me, you are shouting, my dear colleague. Please hold it back. All that I said is, I do not
I'm not
endorse
shouting.
violence.
I challenge
I do
you.
not
And
endorse
again I
any
challenge you.
kind
Quote any of my fact wrong.
I challenge you. You tell
Otherwise,
me the fact.
don't say this is theory. This
Today,
is
the
fact.
fact is that the cross. I said.
I have told you the fact.
This is not theory.
I have told you the fact.
Crores and crores of students were on street.
अरे it is fact,
There are
भाई.
crores and
Date के
crores of
साथ quote किया
students
है.
in this country are
And
anxious.
how
Is it a
illogical
fact
you
or a
look.
fiction?
And then
That
you start
students are worried
heckling.
about their
Sudhanshu ji,
lives.
but
waiting
Sudhanshu
for
ji, there is one legitimate question. No, Sudhanshu ji, there is one legitimate question. Your facts of 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 may be right. But this protest happening for the last 23 days, why was attention not paid earlier? That is the moot point today.
मैं भी ये कह रहा हूं. अच्छा, फिर अगेन आई एम कोटिंग. ये सीता के पति का नाम लेकर नीता के पति का काम कर रहे हैं. Utter disrespect to Bhagwan Ram. Can our Congress representative tell me what is the connection of this statement with student protest or with the NEET examination? If he can throw some light, I am ready to give any answer. Kindly let me know that what it has to do with, and my gender is my freedom. Mera ling, meri azadi. Kindly enlighten me. Then I will be able to understand that which type of protest was going on since the last 20-23 days, and you are trying to legitimize. Kindly just give a
वीरेंद्र सिंह जी ऑफ द समाजवादी पार्टी, आप जवाब दे दीजिए कि उनका कहना है कि ये सब कुछ जो चल रहा था वहां पर मुद्दे से बाहर था. कुछ लोग वहां पर, मैंने देखा प्रोटेस्ट में एक वीडियो बहुत वायरल है. 24 साल का लड़का पटना में बीए कर रहा है और कहता है अब मुझे नीट देना है. बीए का स्टूडेंट नीट दे सकता है और 24 साल की उम्र में. अब ये सब भी वहां हो रहा था, लेकिन क्या विपक्ष को ये दिखा नहीं?
मैडम, धन्यवाद आपको समय देने के लिए. सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि हम दिखाना क्या चाहते हैं, हम देखना क्या चाहते हैं. वहां सैकड़ों लड़कों के ऊपर लाठीचार्ज हुआ, घायल हुए, यहां तक कि उनकी स्थिति दयनीय है. हमारे सांसदों को रोका गया, थाने में बंद किया गया. इस पर किसी भी प्रकार का कोई टिप्पणी, कोई बात यहां पर डिबेट में नहीं हो रही है. डिबेट को डाइवर्ट किया जा रहा है. क्या यह सच्चाई नहीं है कि पेपर लीक हुआ? क्या सच्चाई नहीं है कि करोड़ों करोड़ स्टूडेंट के भविष्य के साथ खिलवाड़ किया गया? क्या यह सच्चाई नहीं है कि जो इस पेपर की लीक करने में, जो घपलेबाजी करने में जो लोग हैं, चाहे 14 से लेकर के आज 26 तक करीब 65 ऐसे महत्वपूर्ण जो है कि एग्जामिनेशन के पेपर लीक हुए हैं, क्या किसी जो है बड़े अपराधी, बड़े कल्पित के सजा मिली है। हमारे छात्रों को इस सरकार की कार्यप्रणाली से कोई भरोसा नहीं है, इसलिए यहाँ छात्र जो है इकट्ठा हुए और इकट्ठा होने के बाद उनकी एक ही मांग थी कि शिक्षा मंत्री को इनको हटाया जाए और उनको उनसे न्याय की उम्मीद नहीं थी। लेकिन यह सरकार लगातार उनको अवॉइड करती रही और उनको तरह तरह से जो है एक ऐसा मौका देती रही कि जिसकी स्थिति आज बनी है। अगर ये सरकार डायलॉग करती, एक कमेटी बना देती उनसे बात करने के लिए, तो आज ये आक्रोश सड़कों तक नहीं आता। जैसा कि आप कह रही हैं कि आपके पत्रकारों को चोट लगी है, तो ये बड़ा दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण बात है। लेकिन ये जान लीजिए कि कष्ट पेस्ट की राजनीति हम लोग भी 40 साल से देख रहे हैं।
इसमें क्या है, मेरे साथ मेरे दोनों पत्रकार बहनें, मेरी कॉलीग्स मेरे साथ हैं। ज्योति मेरी बाईं तरफ, शिफाली ऑन माय राइट। ज्योति, जो आपके साथ हुआ आज क्या हुआ? आपने वहां कुछ ऐसा प्रोवोकेटिव कह दिया था, कुछ ऐसा कह दिया था कि ये लोग गलत कर रहे हैं जो आपके साथ इस तरह की बदसलूकी हुई?
मैम, प्रोवोकेटिव जो मुझे लगता है वो एक स्टेटमेंट ये था कि जिस भीड़ के पास कोई मीडिया नहीं मौजूद थी, राजीव चौक में लगभग 1-1:30 बजे के करीब बड़ी तादाद में स्टूडेंट्स वहां पहुंच जाते हैं और तब तक कोई चैनल नहीं पहुंच पाया था क्योंकि दिल्ली में अलग अलग जगह आज बैरिकेडिंग हो रखी थी। तो अपनी गाड़ी बहुत दूर पार्क करते हुए हम पैदल वहां तक पहुंचे और मुझे लगा कि ये हमारे लिए एज पत्रकार अच्छा मौका है, माइंडेड एज अ निष्पक्ष पत्रकार, कि हम उनकी आवाज उठाएं। और मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन उस भीड़ से था कि आप लोग गाड़ियों के आगे लेट गए हैं, ऐसा क्या हुआ, क्या मांगे हैं आपकी? बस मेरा माइक उनके सामने था। टाइम्स नाउ का, नवभारत का लोगो शायद उन्हें ट्रिगर करने के लिए काफी था। उन्होंने मेरे सवाल को सुनना भी लाजमी नहीं समझा मैम, और सीधा मेरे साथ गाली गलौज शुरू कर दी, चिल्लाना शुरू कर दिया। पहले 2-4 मिनट मैंने उन्हें कन्विंस किया कि शांत हो जाइए, हम आपकी आवाज उठाने आए हैं, हम आपके लाजमी और वाजिब सवाल उठा रही हूँ। मैं जो आप कह रहे हैं वही कैमरे पे दिखा रही हूँ, इसमें कुछ कट पेस्ट या एडिट कर तो मैं दिखाऊंगी नहीं, ये सारी चीजें लाइव चल रही हैं। लेकिन इसके बावजूद उन लोगों ने मुझे सुनना जरूरी नहीं समझा क्योंकि एक प्री कंसीव्ड नोशन में थे। कैमरामैन दिलीप अवस्थी थे, मैं थी, और पूरी तरीके से उन्होंने हमें घेर लिया, लिंचिंग की कोशिश की। और जब मैं ये समझ गई कि इस भीड़ को मैं नहीं समझा सकती तो वहां मौजूद ट्रैफिक से मैं बात करने लगी मैम, क्योंकि एज अ जर्नलिस्ट हम दोनों पहलू देख रहे थे। उस गाड़ी में वहां से लगभग 1.5-2 किलोमीटर लंबा जाम इन लोगों ने सड़क पर लेटने की वजह से लगा दिया था। जाम में मौजूद जो कार में परिवार था वो मुझसे कहता है कि मैम खिड़की नीचे करके कि हमारी आवाज सुनिए, मैं बुलंदशहर से आ रहा हूं, मैं 5 घंटे से दिल्ली में फंसा हूं इस सो कॉल्ड पीसफुल प्रोटेस्ट की वजह से। ये देखिए मेरी 2 छोटी-छोटी बेटियां कार में हैं और एक बूढ़ी मां है, हम अस्पताल में ट्रीटमेंट कराने के लिए बुलंदशहर से आए हैं। अब क्योंकि ये स्टोरी मैंने उनके इस प्रोटेस्ट के बीच दिखा दी तो फिर हम पर एक तरफा जर्नलिज्म का आरोप लगाने लगे, गोदी मीडिया, और न जाने बहुत सारे डेरोगेटरी स्टेटमेंट्स बोले गए। मैंने कहा मैं एक महिला पत्रकार हूं, दूरी बरती है, उसके बावजूद मुझसे फिजिकली काफी ज्यादा, क्योंकि भीड़ है, भीड़ का कोई चेहरा नहीं होता, इन लोगों को कोई डर नहीं था, तो बहुत क्लोज आए। एक मैं अकेली पत्रकार, इन लोगों ने दिलीप अवस्थी को मुझसे काफी दूर कर दिया घेर के कि हम इसे घेर सकें, अकेली औरत है, क्या बोलेगी, क्या करेगी, यही मौका है। लेकिन मैंने तब थोड़ा सा हिम्मत जताते हुए, क्योंकि मैम हमने बहुत प्रोटेस्ट किए हैं, हमने आंदोलन देखा, हमने किसान आंदोलन देखा, छोटे मोटे आंदोलन में हम जाते हैं, ये ऐसा सो कॉल्ड स्टूडेंट्स का पीसफुल आंदोलन मैंने कभी नहीं देखा है।
There you have it first hand. ये सही था? Priyanka Chaturvedi, I want to ask you, was this right? Is this a peaceful protest?
Again, I'm repeating to you, Navika, what I started with, that I do not condone any such act of, any such behavior, any heckling with any journalist whatsoever, whatever shade, whatever color. Absolutely very, very clear on this. There's no doubt in my mind. My question is very simple. 7.5 crore students have been affected by the paper leaks over the past 11-12 years. 7.5 crore people. There were over 10,000 people today at the protest, maybe lesser, maybe more. You all would be able to tell me the numbers. What you all are citing to me, keeping this entire episode aside, what's happened, unfortunate, unbecoming, and should be condemned by one and all. But you all are giving me 10 such examples of bad behavior. Please at least respect the sentiment of 7.5 crore people who want some kind of accountability from this government.
While I completely agree with you that the issue at hand must be focused on, but sometimes these kind of incidents actually take away from the peaceful and the democratic nature of protest. But can that be the only defense, is my question, going across to Mr. Krishna Prasad.
No, but it is maybe your show, but not Naviga's show, no?
Thank you very much for having me. There's a very, very important point here. One, in the NEET that was reconducted, 11 lakh students qualified in NEET, 55% success rate. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate all the 11 lakh students who qualified in the NEET recently. Now, that is one set of students who appeared for the examination, they prepared very hard and passed the examination. Congratulations to them. Now here what is that we have seen today is another set of people, I don't call them students, another set of people who injured, attacked media people, who injured media people, injured 55 police personnel, including home guards, constables, and even IPS officers. So who is doing that? Are they students? They are not. Somebody has infiltrated students in the name of peaceful protest. They have engineered, maneuvered, schemed violence. This is organized violence by somebody with vested interest. They are diverting the attention of the students. They are putting students into trouble. We need to understand this. Why did they choose this time? When the parliament is coming, yes, everybody has a right to do peaceful protest, but peaceful protest gets converted into violence at the right time. Why? Who is doing all that? There is organized.
So you see a conspiracy there? Then maybe you should have, the government should have met these people in the last 23 days. Why didn't you? You could have diffused the protest before the day of parliament is the question that will be asked. Mr. Santosh Kumar, member of parliament of the CPI, also on the debate. Conspiracy. People have infiltrated the protests and that's why violence took place is what Krishna Prasad ji of the TDP is saying. How do you respond to that charge?
No, I have nothing more to say. I don't know why you are shamelessly justifying a man who is responsible for the suicide of more than 20 students in this country. Your attempt is to justify and protect Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan. The simple question of the hour is whether he should continue as the education minister of this country. And answer to that question, no other justifications, no more elaborations, no more discussion. The only point is that whether he is eligible to continue as the education minister of this country. This Sudhanshu Chaturvedi is a man for, conspiracy theory. He may say tomorrow that this Ram Mandir theft and embezzlement of donations are also done by the opposition. Leave that part. I'm just asking you, why did you justify Dharmendra Pradhan?
Call yourself member of...
Leave. See, who has done violence? I am not justifying violence. I am not justifying violence. I do oppose all kinds of violence, no doubt at all. We are with you. But why you shamelessly justifying this man, Dharmendra Pradhan, who is responsible for the death of more than 20 students?
Okay.
This exam scandal.
Sudhanshu ji, please respond. Sudhanshu ji.
People. It got exposed.
The parliament is FCRA. FCRA. One second. Sudhanshu ji, just 1 second. Is very important.
Leaders were arrested. Then why you justify this?
No, I would like to expose.
Conspiracy means.
Okay, I've taken your question straight to Sudhanshu ji. He is responding to you, Santosh Kumar ji.
Santosh ji has used the word shameless, so I would like to expose the shameless face of them.
BJP people.
The problem is, after Shri Dharmendra Pradhan has taken over, now the NEET system has come. Prior to NEET system, what was the process of getting admission in the private medical colleges? The seats were auctioned. For any undergraduate MBBS seat, the fees ranges from 20-25 lakhs to 45-50 lakhs. And for postgraduate, 50-60 lakh to 1 crore. Sir, I understand after the NEET examination has come that all those shops have been closed, in which most of the shops were from the Congress supported MPs. So they are having a very great deal of problem after this NEET examination has come. So middle class students who were not having the capacity to pay for 25 lakh, 50 lakh or 1 crore for admission, now they are getting an opportunity to a proper examination, and just now the examination has been conducted and the results have come. And also I would like to say what type of exaggerated data they used to say. अभी प्रियंका जी कह रही थी 7.5 करोड़ स्टूडेंट, ये बताइए प्रियंका जी 7.5 करोड़ कहां से आ गए? नीट में जो स्टूडेंट अपीयर होते हैं, they are 20 lakhs and 11 lakhs gets cleared. ये 20 लाख अपीयर होते हैं, 7.5 करोड़ कहां से आ गए भाई? अगर आप 6-7 साल भी कहिए तो 1.4 करोड़ होंगे. मतलब कोई आके कुछ भी बोलना शुरू कर देता है.
प्रियंका जी
संतोष जी को
प्रियंका जी wants to counter you. प्रियंका,
वीरेंद्र कुमार जी ने करोड़ों.
अरे त्रिवेदी जी, इतनी आवाज बढ़ाकर कोई आपका तथ्य सत्य नहीं हो जाता है या तथ्यात्मक नहीं हो जाती है बात. सबसे पहले मैं आपको बताती हूँ 7.5 करोड़ का आंकड़ा कहां से आया है. मैंने एक भी बार ये नहीं कहा नीट एग्जाम्स के बच्चे 7.5 करोड़ है. प्लीज अलाउ मी, प्लीज अलाउ मी, प्लीज अलाउ मी. मैं बगैर तथ्य की बात नहीं रखती हूँ सर, मुझे बोलने का मौका दीजिए. इतना मत हावी होने की कोशिश करें. 7.5 करोड़ में जो बोल रही थी वो पिछले 14 साल या 12 साल का जो आप लोगों का लंबा इतिहास रहा है उसके आंकड़े दे रही थी, सारे एग्जाम्स को मिलाकर. और दूसरा तथ्य आपको बता दूं, आपने कहा धर्मेंद्र प्रधान ने नीट यूजी शुरू किया. सर वो भी आप गलत हैं. क्यों आप अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी से सारा क्रेडिट छीन कर सॉरी 2013 में हुआ था, ये यूपीए की सरकार में शुरू हुआ था, फिर जाकर 2016 में शुरू हुआ है. पहले सीबीएसई के अंतर्गत था, अब एनटीए के अंतर्गत है. धर्मेंद्र प्रधान को किस बात का क्रेडिट मिल रहा है? धर्मेंद्र प्रधान को सिर्फ एक बात का क्रेडिट मिलेगा कि उन्होंने लाखों करोड़ों बच्चों के फ्यूचर को बर्बाद करने का एकमात्र ठेका लिया हुआ है. वो जरूर उनकी उपलब्धि है. बाकी उपलब्धि का ठीकरा प्लीज आप उनके सर पे मत डालिए कि उन्हीं ने सारे काम किए. नीट बहुत 2013 से शुरू हो गया था एग्जाम लेना, तो आप उनको इसका क्रेडिट.
त्रिवेदी इज कंटेस्टिंग दैट बिट. सुधांशु जी
प्यार से आप भी बता लेंगे प्यार से.
2013 में कांग्रेस ने कभी लागू नहीं होने दिया. मोदी जी की सरकार आने के बाद 2016 में हुआ. वैसे प्रियंका जी 2016 में गवर्नमेंट में आप कहां थी?
मैं तो एक्चुअली कांग्रेस पार्टी में थी. मैं 2019 से शिवसेना में आई हूं. बताइए.
अपोजिशन के अच्छा, तब तो फिर बात ही अलग हो गई.
मैं तथ्य बता रही हूँ सुधांशु जी.
बताओ इस समय इसका
बता रही हूँ आपको, क्योंकि
शिवसेना.
मैं तेरा कर करके बात नहीं कर सकती हूँ.
मैंने तो आपकी पार्टी के लिए पूछा था. देखिए कितना अंतर है.
शिवसेना
नाविका जी,
which is in alignment with the Congress party and is again saying exactly the same thing that Shivsena has been saying.
If I can correct and put the facts on record, if I can put the facts on record, the National Eligibility cum Entrance Test was officially introduced in 2013, but because of legal challenges, it was replaced by the AIPMT in 2014 and 15. It is only in 2016 that it was made applicable. Sudhanshu Trivedi's facts check out. But Akoi Jamji, there is another accusation that has been made by Sudhanshu ji on the Congress party. He says, and this is another conspiracy theory, he says private medical institutions were owned by Congress supported MPs, and since NEET has come, that business has got shut, which is why the Congress is opposing the most. Would you want to respond to that?
Are you asking me?
Because what I've said as I listen to these things, and it's a typical strategy that BJP has indulged in. अभी जो थोड़ी देर पहले बोला था कि LOP बाहर गए थे and so on. I am insisting that we have a problem with NEET. There are question leakages happen. Students committed suicide. There are grievances on the part of the students. There have been some protests and concern expressed before. a timely intervention should have been done, accountability should have been fixed, but unfortunately I am afraid to say that accountability is a word which is not found in the dictionary of BJP's government, and that is the basic problem. If you wanted to fix accountability, this tragedy would not have happened even today.
Well, maybe.
And as we keep on
Maybe sometimes you can even question your governments in various states, because Rajasthan used to have a lot of paper leaks. I don't think you remembered this question then. However, I'm not taking away the sanctity of the question as it is applicable today. But Shefali, you were heckled today as well. You were not allowed to speak. Is that democratic?
Ma'am, what happened was, I reached Jantar Mantar, and during the time I saw few of my journalist, reporter friends from other organization being heckled, pushed away from the site, saying that you are not allowed here. When they were on their own leaving the site, that okay, the crowd is angry right now, they were spilling water on them, they were throwing bottles on them. So when I saw that, I told my video journalist Vivek Sharma ji that if at all this happens, we won't go away, because we are here to do our job and we will do that. And because I was also scared that they might throw bottle at me if I leave. So I stayed there. At around 2 p.m, there was a live which I was supposed to give. And I was not saying anything. I was just waiting for my anchor to ask question to me. And I was just standing there, and that is when the crowd started asking me question, which channel are you from? Are you Godi Media? Are you Godi Media? I did not respond to any of that. I was just looking at my camera, my cameraman, and waiting for my anchor to ask the question. Sorry. I just stayed there. And that is when the anchor asked me the question, I started answering it. And few of the crowd there started, there was a national flag that they were holding, and they were blurring. If you could see the visuals as well, they were putting that national flag in front of my camera so that the visuals are not recorded. And someone then as well hit me on my head. And I did not respond to it. I just looked at him, came back, started answering. And I just lost my cool when my cameraman was first heckled. He was held by his neck, by his collar, and he was thrown behind. And I went there. I said, no, you can't do that. And that is when someone kicked me on my right leg.
I have no problems, and kudos to both my colleagues here. I have no problems with anybody having any democratic protest. It's their right, and this is an issue that is big enough for them to pick up. Certainly, I'm a mother of 2 kids, and I know what education creates in terms of stress for children as well as parents. However, is this right? I just go across the panel and ask one question. वीरेंद्र जी, इसको कंडेम तो कर दीजिए जो आज पीसफुल प्रोटेस्टर्स ने रिपोर्टर्स के साथ किया है। एक बार
हमें 4-5 घंटे बंधक बनाकर रखा था, और हमें बचाने आई पुलिस की टीम पर भी हमला किया, जिसमें एक आईपीएस ऑफिसर भी थे। और वो वीडियो देखने से शायद मैं अब खुद दहल जा रही हूँ।
हमने पूरा वीडियो दिखाया है ज्योति जी। मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ वीरेंद्र जी, एक बार इसे भी कंडेम कर दीजिए।
मैं आपकी बात को समझ सकता हूं, लेकिन मैं आपका चैनल का फॉलोअर हूं, और मैंने वो दृश्य भी देखे हैं कि पश्चिम बंगाल में जब सांसदों के ऊपर अंडे फेंके जा रहे थे, तो आप सांसदों को दोषी मान रही थी, न कि जो है कि पब्लिक को। आज वही चीज आपके ऊपर पड़ा है, तो आप दोषी पब्लिक को मान रही हैं और
वीरेंद्र सिंह जी
उस कृत्य को नहीं मान रही हैं।
वीरेंद्र सिंह जी, डेमोक्रेसी पर आपको इतना भरोसा है तो कुछ भरोसा डेमोक्रेसी में चौथे स्तंभ पर भी रख लीजिए। कभी तो आवाज हमारे लिए भी उठाइए। खैर, आप ना उठाएं कोई बात नहीं, ये बेड़ा हम खुद अपने हाथों में लेते हैं। लड़ते आए हैं, लड़ते रहेंगे, मुद्दे उठाते रहेंगे, आवाज उठाते रहेंगे, आपकी भी और प्रोटेस्टर्स की भी, स्टूडेंट्स की भी और अपने जर्नलिस्ट की भी। हम आवाज बुलंद ही रखेंगे, ये हमारा वादा है आपसे। लेकिन एक नजर देख लीजिए, एक अलायंस पार्टनर और वहां प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे, उमर अब्दुल्ला जी। स्टेटहुड मांग रहे थे, तवज्जो नहीं दी किसी ने उन्हें। बेचारे लौटे पोस्टर लेकर एक ऑटो रिक्शा में वहां से, क्योंकि ये वाला प्रोटेस्ट ज्यादा पका पकाया मिल गया, इसलिए उमर अब्दुल्ला का हाथ भी छोड़ दिया। ये है आपकी डेमोक्रेसी में विश्वास। बस कह रही हूं, मुद्दे बच्चों के हम उठाते रहेंगे, कुछ मुद्दों की तरफ आप भी देखिए, बस यही है गुजारिश। Thank you very much to all my panelists joining me on the News Hour tonight. Good night, be safe. We'll keep following this story. It's far from over.